Dear student, myself KM Jha, lecturer VPMP Polytechnic Gandhinagar. I am again here with my new module from the Java programming. Code of the subject is 3350703 and the unit that I am going to cover here is it is about exception handling and multi-threaded programming, and the topic that we are going to discuss it is about exception and thread programming. Now we will see the objective. So after going through this module, we will be able to understand regarding exception, types of exception and thread programming. Now, first of all, we will see the 5.1. Okay. So, when I'm talking about 5.1 from the exception handling, so we will discuss about types of error, that is exception, try-catch statement, multiple catch blocks, throw and throws keyword, finally clause, uses of exception, user-defined exception. Now we will see what is exception. So when we are talking about exception, it is nothing else but it is a common mistake while developing or typing in program. A mistake which leads to an error causing the program to produce an unexpected result. Means what we are expecting, that kind of result we are not getting, but something else we are getting. According to aim, we are not getting the results. Errors are the wrongs that can make a program to produce unwanted output. So exception and error, technically they are different, but here we can, they are somewhere synonym. Errors are nothing but these are the wrong syntactical errors that we used to do during writing our programs, and they produce unwanted output. So error may produce an incorrect output, may terminate the execution of a program abruptly. It means that suddenly the programs get terminated, means without our knowledge, may cause the system to crash also. Sometimes the hard disk also get crashed. So it is important to detect and manage properly all the possible error conditions in a program. So this is about the errors that we are getting when we are writing the program. So we need to check all the error possibilities that are going to be produced after the means before execution. So we need to check that when we are writing the program. So there are two types of error: compile time errors and runtime error. So when I'm talking about compile time error, it means these are all about the syntactical error, or during writing the syntax or the spelling that we used to do, that is the mistake that we are writing over there, that is all kind of compile time error or syntactical. Syntacticals means if there is something has been wrong there in the syntax. Suppose I have to write there system.out.println, and if that s is small, then again it will generate a syntactical or compile time error. Okay. Now about the runtime error. Runtime error, it means a runtime polymorphism also it is. So you can see here the most common problems that I had talked regarding the syntactical error. It is all about the equal to operator in that we can place instead of equal to when we are trying to compare the two things. Okay, so these are the things that we used to do during our program writing, and this is one of the example, or these are the example from the syntactical error, or you can say these are part of compile time error. Here you can see one example. This is the example. You can see here, here in the line number 5, it represents line number 5. Here the syntax is missing, it means the semicolon is missing, and that's why Java compiler detects an error and display it as a error. So this particular example, it is example of compile time error that you can see, as here there is semicolon is missing. So you need to check, or you have to be very careful during writing Java programs, because it is a conventional as well as a case sensitive language. Okay. Now about the runtime errors. As I said, there are two types of error. First one is compile time error, and the second one is runtime error. Runtime errors are nothing but it is a logical error. And who is going to detect that? It is going to be detected by Java interpreter. And when we are talking about the syntactical errors, it is going to be detected by the Java compiler, that is Java C. And runtime errors are detected by the Java, that is interpreter. So when these kinds of errors are actually generated, there is a time when a program may compile successfully and creates a .class file but may not run properly. It may produce wrong results due to wrong logic or may terminate due to errors like stack overflow. Logical errors are known as runtime error. Means because of the wrong logic, you are generating the wrong output, although it is compiled. So Java compiler, it generates that ki, yeah, your program is completely correct. But there is a mistake in your logic, and that's why you are getting this logical error. And it is being detected by the Java. You can see my mouse is moving over here. This is Java, and this is interpreter tool from the Java directory. This is example of runtime error that you can see over here. Here, division by 0. This is logical error. This is logical error. 5 minus 5, 0, and here there is a 10. So when we will generate the output, you will see that there is a logical error. Although the syntax are correct, it is completely okay. You can see here. But we will get the wrong output, and that's why it is example of runtime error or logical error. You can see here, this code is syntactically correct, therefore does not cause any problem during compilation. But then also it will generate a error, that is arithmetic exception, that is divide by 0 is not allowed. Okay. So this is difference that you all are aware of. Now about the exception. An exception is an abnormal condition that is caused by a runtime error in the program. Yes, what is an exception? It is an abnormal condition, means what we are normally expecting, that we are not getting over there. So it is an abnormally something happen in the program that is caused by runtime error in the program. So when we are talking about the exception, we are talking about logical errors. That is runtime errors. You can see over here, I am moving my mouse over here. So that is caused by runtime error in the program. An exception is a abnormal condition that is caused by runtime error. It means whenever we are talking about exception, most of the times we are talking about the runtime error over here, that is logical errors in the program. This is the list of exception that you will get. It is predefined in the system, that is arithmetic exception, array index out of bounds exception, array store exception, file not found exception, IO exception, null pointer exception, number format exception, out of memory exception, and security exception. Stack overflow exception, string index out of bounds exception. This is minimum list of exception that you will get in the list of our compiler. But there are more than this also. This is exception handling. You can see here from the block diagram. This is try block. In try block, wherever you feel ki there is error could be generated, that you have to put inside the try block, and that is going to be thrown by the try block, and it is being catched by catch block. You can see here, it is actually throwing by try block and catch by the catch block. You can see here, this exception which was generated here in the try block, throw exception object. It is always thrown in the form of exception object. And this is try block, try and catch block block diagram. You can see here, this is syntax. Whatever you are expecting ki that is going to be wrong inside the program, that you need to write inside the try block, that is going to be generated in the form of exception. So in one line, so the exception which is going to be happen in future, that you need to write inside the try block if it happens, okay, that you have to write inside the try block, and that is going to be catched by the catch block in the form of exception object. This E is your object that you need to focus. Yeah, there is no condition. Condition is always associated with the catch block. This is example of try and catch block. Yeah, what we have seen in the runtime polymorphism, the runtime error, that same example we are going to write over here. This is x is equal to a upon b minus c. It means the error could be generated or error would be generated over here. So that we have written inside the try block. Okay, and whenever there is any error which is going to be generated, it is being catched by the catch block. And what kind of exception can be generated? This is arithmetic exception. So as we know the type of exception that you can write, and if you are not aware of the type of exception, then you can write over here general form of exception, that is exception E. And this is one of the example of arithmetic exception from the runtime errors by using try and catch block. Wherever you feel ki you possibility there is a error could be generated that you need to write inside the try block, and that is going to be catched by the catch block. And here, as you are aware of the type of exception that you can write, and if you are not knowing, then you can write the general exception E. This is, you can see the same example has been run by the interpreter, which was not possible earlier. That time you have got the error, but here you have got the result, and after that here y is equal to 1 also, that you can see here. This block is also generated. This block is also generated, although there was an error, but it is going to be actually handled by the catch block, and then the next lines are going to be executed. This is from the exception handling. You can see here the same example from the try and catch block. These are from the try and catch block, you can see over here. Finally statement in the same example, as you have seen y is equal to 1, the value. Finally statement you can put at the last of catch block or after the try block. We can use finally in this two way. This is the diagram. Finally means if suppose catch block is not able to catch the things, and suppose you still want ki the output should be generated, then you have to write that thing inside the finally. Finally, as the word is finally. If you are nothing getting, then you have to write that thing inside the finally block. So these are the true structure of syntax that you can see over here. Here you can write your finally block. The same example you can use over here. Same example. This one. Here you can see my mouse is moving, finally block. If you are not getting this error, if you are not getting this error, then finally, then also I want my output. Then you can write what you are actually expecting from the program over here in this one. Ki you are not getting this error, you are not getting this error, you are not getting this error, but then also you are interested to generate your output. Then you can go with this finally block. And as the name is finally, I want the final output, and this you can get over here. Array index error y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 2, it is from here, this one. Finally, we are getting the output. This is SOP. So, that's all for now. Now we will, thank you so much. Part 2 I will start in the next part. This is part 1 from the exception and thread programming. Part 2 you will see in my next consecutive session. Thank you so much again. Keep visiting the site.